All right, let's restart. All right, here we're all good. All
Okay,
right.
so when I was a kid, we lived in this older house, and it was me, your aunt and two uncles, and your Mimi, and we lived in Haltom City. And the people that owned the house before us were an older couple, and the lady died, and so then they moved out. We moved in there. And the hallway was very creaky. So anytime you would walk up the hall, it would make tons of noises. I mean, you couldn't sneak up anywhere. It was that loud. And so at night, or really any time, we would be sitting in the living room or something, and it would sound like somebody was walking up the hall. Well, you would look, and there would be nobody there. So Mimi thought that it was the lady that had passed that lived there before us. She also had a rocking chair in the living room, and the rocking chair would start rocking by itself. So now I don't know that I ever saw the rocking chair, but I heard the floor.
Really?
So
Did you were you ever like standing like right in front of it and it started moving? Or I mean, you said it started creaking with it.
Not necessarily standing right there, but like I said, you could the hall was right off the living room, so you could sit in the living room and look right down the hall. So as soon as you would hear it, you would look up to see who it was coming up the hall, and there wouldn't be anybody there.
Do you believe it was the?
It probably was.
Yeah.
It probably was. I mean, there wasn't any. She didn't do anything bad. There wasn't. Nobody was scared about it. It was just part of the house.
It was just like a normal thing.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, it was just part of the house.
Did it ever happen at like a very specific time?
No, not that I remember. But I was just a kid, so Mimi would probably be good to ask about it.
Alright.
Because I know she'll remember.
Maybe I'll do that in another episode and I might ask her about it then. Do you have any other stories?
That's really the only one that I know. It's the only one that I can remember.
This is Raymond, my stepdad. Hi Raymond, do you have any mysterious or unexplainable stories to tell us?
It's been a long time since I was a little kid, since I really had any kind of strange occurrences or
Those are the best
whatever.
time.
Yeah. When I was growing up, my mom's house, I remember multiple times I'd be watching TV, and back in the 70s, we had these big mirrors from ceiling to floor mirrors that were really stylish back then. But I'd be watching TV and there was a mirror next to the old TV on the wall, and every so often, at least once, twice a week, I'd see a figure walk through a doorway in that mirror.
Really? What type of figure?
Like an old man.
Like
an older man.
how well could you see him? Like, was he like?
It was a distinct figure. I didn't see details. I just saw a figure of like an older man.
Like he was blurred kind of in your peripheral vision? Like
A little bit. Like, not so much blurred, but not distinct. I couldn't see hair color. I couldn't see wrinkles, stuff like that. But I could see, it's like an old man. Like in the dark, you see a figure walking through the dark. Because the other room that it was go through was a dark room. And I talked to my mom about it. She's like, oh, that's probably my dad. That's her dad. And I never met her dad. He had passed away before I was born. So it was actually it was kind of cool, but kind of freaky a little bit.
Did you figure out if any of his just like features matched like the figure that you saw, or just...
Well, he had a lot of hair, which doesn't match mine. So, and I'd seen pictures of him when he had a lot of hair at one time. So, other than that, I really don't know much about him. I didn't do a lot of research, and my mom didn't have a lot of pictures of him. So, that was the main thing I remember. Now, my brother went away to camp one time, and I was there by myself, and I'd sleep on the bottom bunk. And I remember waking up a couple nights while he was gone, and my bedroom light would be on when I know I turned it off. But my mom was asleep, or she was gone at work or whatever. And I know one of the nights I woke up I looked up and my dresser drawer was closing by itself.
You saw this?
Yeah. I woke up and saw the dresser drawer closing. That freaked me the hell out. Lights going off and on, and the door would close. Like, I hear the door close every so often. And I'd get up and go check on my mom, and she was either out in the living room sleeping, watching TV or something, or she was in bed. That kind of freaked me out a little bit, and I'd just get under the covers and just go to sleep. And
Yeah.
and be done.
But it was only when your brother was away at camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is your brother's occupation nowadays?
Right now he's a Catholic priest.
Right.
Of course he is.
So,
Of course it is, yeah. Do you think there's any sort of correlation to that at all?
I told my mom about that one too, and she said it was probably just her dad, just looking around the house, just wanting to get to know us because he wasn't alive when we were born. So, and then I guess I was probably about 7 or 8 when that stopped, and never again.
Did it ever happen like more than once? Like because you said that it was like a week or something with your brother.
Well, seeing him in the mirror was like for years.
Oh.
For years. And then, like I said, about 8 or 9, when I turned 8 or 9, it stopped.
But the door closing. Like,
That was just one time when my brother was going on a trip with school or something overnight.
and that happened for a few days or just one night?
A couple days.
A couple days.
Yeah, he was only gone for like 3 nights. Other than that, I really don't have any other experiences with any kind of supernatural
Well, I mean,
phenomenon.
yeah. Well, I mean, shoot, that's more than enough, honestly.
Yeah.